How are we doing today, folks? Today, we're taking a look at some sleeping pads from Therm-a-rest, specifically their newer NeoAIR Xlite NXT series. Now, this is an updated version of their existing NeoAIR Xlite, which I have here. Now, I've actually had this for quite some time, years actually. I've been using it on and off various camping trips. I've used it, my wife's used it, my kids have used it. I put it back in the box just for this purpose, just to show boxes next to each other, how they would come packaged. Now, they don't offer this version anymore. It's actually updated to this. And the big thing that whether you have the NeoAIR Xlite or even this one, this is the Uberlite that I also love. Both of these are fairly noisy sleeping pads. So when you actually sleep on them, they have the crinkling sound. It's pretty, it's expected, I guess, because it's so lightweight, but it is loud. That's where the NXT comes in. This thing is supposed to be substantially quieter. They claim 6 times quieter than the older standard NeoAIR Xlite. So I thought the best way to do this video would be outside with both the previous Xlite and the new NXT version, blow them up side by side. This one also is a little bit thicker. This one is like 2.5 inches in thickness once it's expanded and filled up with air. This one's 3 inches, so you're gonna get a little more cushion there too. But I'm here outside, I'm on my lawn. Let's fill them up and we'll go from there. Okay, so I thought I'd start by zooming in and showing how they come out. So this is my original Xlite, which I just jammed everything back in the box. I tend to keep these boxes specifically for these videos. And it comes with the stuff sack as normal. And then of course we actually have the sleeping pad itself, right? And we're gonna fill this up. I'm just gonna jam it over there. But this one I have not played around with it all yet. So I'm looking forward to this. All right, so here's how she comes. Everything's packed inside of it. There's the paperwork for it. I'll stick that over there. And there is some bags. Look at this. So they have the pump sack, so it actually came with its pump sack. So if you want to fill it up with this, essentially you fill this up with air and then you push it through the valve here, which you would attach. So let's actually show you that real quick. So let's get down here. So here's the valve, and I'm just gonna take this off for this purpose for the video. So we have the valve. Oh yeah, I love that new valve. That new valve design I like a lot. Just kind of quarter turn open, quarter turn shut. So you would open this valve. You would push this, oh yeah, it locks into place. That's nice. And then you would take this guy, fill it up with air, close it off to one side, and then push air into the mat, right? That's how you would fill this up using the air pump. I'm gonna try a little faster technique. So I'm gonna take this off first. And let me zoom the camera back. Now, I haven't tried this yet. This is actually brand new, something I just got, and I haven't actually seen what I have to do. I'd have to get something a little bit different, I think, to work with this one. I don't know how well this is going to work with this, with my current setup. I'm going to try it. But this is a Kika Jet Air, or AirJet 2.0 to throw in. So I have an easy way to do that one, but let's try this one first. So give me a second. Let's see how she works. So that went really fast. That's now filled. Now this one is the older style valve, which it comes with this little fill kit, but then I just took a little piece of hose to make a little gasket to attach to this guy. Unfold it. Open the valve. Should work in there. That made it easy. So I'm gonna do the best thing I can. But if you listen, like crinkling versus definitely duller. And this is, I'll be honest, the Uber Lite's even worse, substantially worse. Oh yeah, there's a lot more crinkling in this one. So I'm gonna try to get my, and that's just the various layers within there and the honeycombing and all that stuff that's in there. That's what you're hearing. And of course the fabric itself. This fabric is definitely a little bit different, not drastically different. But if I go in here, it's a lot quieter. Now, 6 times quieter is a hard thing to actually pinpoint, right? But I'm gonna try laying on one versus the other and see if I notice anything big in that regard. Normal, and of course I would, you know, adjust how much air was in it accordingly to get a nice comfortable squish. Oh, it's quieter. This must be a one-way valve. That's an interesting valve. I have to play with that. But yeah, it's absolutely quieter. It is noticeably quieter. Oh, that's interesting. I wanted to show this valve because it is drastically different. So this is the old valve. You probably are used to this if you've looked at these before. So it's just a turn, open or close, simple, right? Just open or close. But if you're filling this, once you get to a point, you gotta kind of keep blowing while you're closing it to get it full. It's not a one-way valve, right? As you can see, as soon as I open it, stuff comes out. They fixed this valve substantially. This is awesome. This is the first time I've actually played around with the new valve. So I have 2 valves actually in one. You have the outer valve, the black one, which I opened to let air in, and you can see pops open. And now you can push air into the sleeping pad, but it's not coming out, as you can tell, right? So it's kind of a one-way valve. Second way to deflate, you can see these gray arms. You twist those to deflate. That's fantastic. I love this new valve. To be honest, more than anything else, yes, it's quieter, but that new valve is fantastic. Good job on that. I like that a lot. So yeah, that's the valve. So the other point I wanted to make is thickness. It definitely is. It is slightly thicker than the older model, so it is going to give you a little bit more cushion capability, but technically a little better insulation capability as well. So there is that. That's pretty awesome too. I'm going to try deflating this just as I normally would. So you quarter turn that, and then you quarter turn the big one, and oh, there's no doubt that exhales air way faster than the old one. Yeah, I like that. So starting with the old one, this was 12 ounces roughly for this regular sized one. It gave you an R value of like 3.2. So that's your insulation value. Like I said, I think 2.5 inches, I think is actually what it actually is. 2.5 inches, 12 ounces. The new one, 3 inches thick rather than the 2.5. We go to 12.5 ounces. So we gained about a half an ounce in weight. However, we are now at a 4.5 R value. So that extra thickness gave us a better R value, but on top of everything, you get not only a much quieter sleep. In all reality, there's the half ounce, that valve. That valve is definitely heavier than the older valve, no doubt. Worth it. I'd give up an extra half an ounce for that, just for that valve on the old one. And on top of that, obviously, a little more cushion and a lot quieter. So Therm-a-rest, good job. I've always loved my Xlite. Absolutely love it. Uber Lite, same thing, but also just, and they still offer the Uber Lite just as is. It's not quiet. much quieter. I mean, I like the color of the older one better, but they do offer this one in 2 colors as well. So that is the Xlite NXT sleeping pad from Therm-a-rest. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Now, not that this video is part of this, but there also is a function of this that actually allows me to use the other side to deflate, although I don't have a valve for this one yet. I'm gonna have to make something. On this one, I should be able to deflate too, so might as well do that on camera, right? Because I kind of want to try to see how well it works. If I can get all the air out of this thing. I'll still have to work the air forward, but I can at least suck it out with that. Also, if you're interested, pack size. So you can see here, this is the NeoAIR Xlite, the older version. This is the NeoAIR Xlite NXT. You're not talking anything bigger, really. The valve maybe has a little more to it, but I wouldn't call that much of anything. It is a hair bulkier, not much. Really is not. And then of course it does come with the pump bag sack if you want to pack that in there. I'm sure you can actually get that in there with it because the bag is not super tight. So there's that. So that's the NeoAIR Xlite NXT from Therm-a-rest. Thank you for watching to the end here on CampGeeks. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please post those below. I try to get to them as I can, but life gets busy not doing this full time. So thank you for watching. If you have any thoughts about any other products that you'd like me to take a peek at, always hit me up at campgeeks.com. Otherwise, thanks for watching to the end, guys, and we'll catch you back here on CampGeeks for another future video review. We'll see you soon.